Hi everyone, what is wealth? If you go to any English dictionary, they always have a different definition. And the definition say it's like the description of abundance. If you have maybe or description of being rich, you have money in large numbers. But in finance, they also define wealth as the number of years you can actually sustain your current lifestyle without working, which means basically retirement. So, can you really survive when you are not working and there's no money coming in? So let's see the wealth formula. The wealth formula, you need money, and for you to get money, you can work and earn money by trading your hours. And you can also do business. Some people, they inherit money, and then after that, if you have money, then what next? So you add time inside. So, and time is how can you really save like 10% of your wealth to grow more wealth? So how long do you need to grow that money? And then you have the rate of return. So the rate of return is like the percentage that is you gain from keeping that money over that period of time. It can be plus or negative depending on what the market is. And we have inflation, and inflation is like the amount of good that your dollar can buy after some time. So the inflation, let's take for example, maybe in Toronto before you used to get like a 2-bedroom for 1,200, but now that 2-bedroom is like 1,800 or 2,300. So here now you need more cash to be able to get that 2-bedroom apartment. So we will say like there has been inflation since maybe 2012 and this time, because your dollar can give less value than it used to be. And then after that, after you have gained something on your money, the government will come in and they will also take their part. When you subtract all this thing or add all this component to your money, it will give you now the wealth. So how much is left for you? How much did you grow over that time? And how much does inflation take? And how much did the taxes take? And what is left with you is now your wealth, something that can sustain you over that time that you're not working. So now let's see. Let's give an example for compound interest to explain the wealth formula. So you have Mary, age 25, and you have John, age 35. So let's add time. So this, both of them, they are saving for their retirement, which is in 65 years when they turn 65. So how much time does Mary have to grow her 10,000? Initially 10,000. So she has 40 years. So that is time. And her friend has 30 years. That is his time. And they both have 10,000 and 10,000. That is the money. So now they're adding time in. So Mary seemed to have more time than John, but they both have 10,000. And then we look at the rate of return. So here we will do comparison between 4% and 10%. So how much money will 10,000 gain if you have 4% over the 40 years time invested? Or how much will you earn on your 10,000 earning 10%? So, and then for both John and Mary. So the rate of return for 4%, and 10,000 investment for 40 years will give Mary 49,398.71 after 40 years. What about John? So John is like starting to save or to invest at age 35, same would mean 10 years after Mary had already started investing. So 40% on 10,000 investment for 30 years will give John 33,134.98. So there is a huge difference here between what Mary get and what John get, because like who started investing early and who started investing late. So the more you wait, the more you lose money on this compounding interest investing. So then again, when we look at the 10% rate for Mary for 10,000 on 10,000 for 40 years, you have $537,006.63, while on this other hand, John at age 35 start investing on 10,000 investment, earning 10% rate of return for 30 years. He will only get $198,373.99. So you see, Mary starting to invest when she was 25, and John starting to invest when he was 35, make a huge difference in what they get after when they turn 65 years. So Mary has like about 500 and something, and then John only have 193, and this is the power of compounding. So that 10 years difference when Mary start early and this one start 10 years later make a difference. So you could see now where we discussed like the time you added to your money and then the rate of return and the impact on your investment. So overall, John who started investing at age 35 is less advantage because he is earning more or less on his investment. So Mary is way ahead of him when it comes to who is ready for retirement. So why is then the wealth formula important? So why do we need to know? It's because you will take advantage of compound interest, and this helps to explain the earlier you start, like Mary, and then your dollar will compound over time and it will earn you more money. Like if you earn interest this year and then that interest is reinvested in your investment and you earn more interest on top of that and more interest on top of that. So that really actually requires time, and the earlier you start today, the better. Number two, you avoid generational curse, because if you start saving now, you have money that you can give it to your kids later, and then that generational curse is broke. And generational curse, for people who don't really understand, is like this is where the rich get richer and the poor get poorer because of lack of financial information. So if someone was rich, maybe they had some financial information, and then that financial information they pass it to their kids, and the kid pass it to the other kids. So all the time they are all prepared. But on the other hand, people lack like financial knowledge, they always struggle with their finances, and then they pass to the other generation and to the other generation. But if you really come to understand it, and then you apply it, and then you can actually break that generational curse, and then you start doing well, and your kid will also start doing well later in life. And it helps you to choose the right rate of return. Like when we look at for both Mary and John, when Mary is earning 4% interest, she will earn less money as compared to when she is earning 10% interest on her money. She will get more. Same thing too for John. So if you understand that when you have a higher interest, when you're earning higher interest on your money, it will grow fast, and then you will prefer getting 10% instead of 4%. And then the final one, you will stop procrastinating. You will start investing now, and because like to grow money take time. So instead of you having only 30 years of investing, you could have 40 years of investing by starting it when you're 25 years, or maybe when you're even 20 years, depending. So this is the end of the video, and thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please subscribe, and see you next time. Thank you.